Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
Hey guys, today we have Zil Damania with us. She is a Mumbai University graduate and completed her bachelor's in food and nutrition. Later on, she went for her MBA in pharmaceutical at NMIMS. So she has recently completed her first year of MBA from NMIMS, and today she will be sharing her scoop with all of us. So hi Zil, how are you?
Good, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. So how is lockdown treating you?
So good. Really enjoying the lockdown. I have a lot of things going on my plate right now.
Great. So, Zeel, can you take us through your background?
Hi everyone, my name is Zil Damania. I did my bachelor's in food and nutrition, where my specialization was dietetics. With that, I am a owner of the bakery called as the Paleo Bakes that deals in making nutritious food. I have recently started my consultancy services by the name Zimmunity. With that, I did my summer internship with Roche. I guess most of you guys will be aware about it. In the pharmaceutical sector, it is the number one company that comes in the world. With that, NMRMS has given me a lot of opportunities to add on my CV. So first of all, I would be a part of the placement committee. Then I am the corporate communication head of student council, and with that, I'm also involved in the alumni relationship cell.
Oh,
That
great.
would
So,
be a
so
brief,
much.
sir.
Yeah, so many great things. So, Paleo Bakes and Zimmunity, were you sure to go for an MBA back to in pharma?
No, not really, sir. While I was just figuring out what are the things I want to do in life. So, Zimmunity is something I started after my MBA. Like after around 8, 9 months of MBA, that's when I started Zimmunity. So, this is something my passion that deals with. And the Paleo Bakes I started because whatever knowledge I learned during my BSc related to food and nutrition, I wanted to use that theoretic knowledge and make it into something practical and which would be like generating money for me. So that's when I started Paleo Bakes. And now, why I was sure, like, why I wanted to do an MBA was basically I wanted to learn the concepts behind it, how to do marketing, what are the things you need to do in operations, or how to even deal with people. That was HR talks about. So MBA is something I wanted to do.
Okay, awesome. So, when did it strike your mind that you want to go an MBA?
Thinking about doing my master's in food and nutrition, or there was an option of MBA. Now, this option of MBA really opened up for me because of my brother. So, he did his MBA from SCMHRD Pune. So because of him, I got explored that okay, there's something that MBA I can also do, and that would be also related to my field. So I wanted to do something that was totally out of the box, where I would be leaving all that whatever I have established in years. There was something new I wanted to add up, but being on the same line. So then I had an option that I would do MBA. Options were that in healthcare, there were options of pharmaceutical industry, pharmaceutical MBA. Then there was option of hospital management. So there were various options available, but then choosing a pharmaceutical sector was something that really interested me, as I did my summers during my bachelor's in Asian Heart Hospital, and there I was dealing with a heart transplant case. So that's when and I was learning a lot about medicine. So during that time, and after that I did my MBA. So during that time, that particular moment struck me that okay, this industry I really want to study more about.
Okay, great. So, when did you started preparing for MBA entrances? I mean,
uh,
during your graduation time or after your graduation?
so after my graduation, I was 1 year working as a junior dietitian. So with during that time, I realized that I don't want to give diet plans to people. I want to do something much better. So that's when I realized that masters in food and nutrition is not my thing, and I'll just focus on MBA. So that's when I started thinking about how MBA is, and that's when I started. So I was working also and simultaneously studying for my MBA.
Wow, great. So, can you take us through your preparation journey, which all entrances you appeared, and how were you able to cope up with all the topics in CAT or NMAT or any other entrance that you appeared for?
So, when it comes to entrance exam, the first exam was NMAT, which we all gave, which you all would have been your first exam as well. So, NMAT preparation was only based on how fast I am able to do my. The speed was the only basic criteria over there. So, the more fast you do, the more scores you get it. And there are questions that NMAT does not have negative marking. So that is something best part about it. If you are even 10% sure about it, you can go for the answer. So I thought that NMAT is something that I can go for it. I can trust my instinct and get the answer also. So, but that's not always the way to go about. You need to know the concepts only to go ahead. So, yeah, moving forward, then I cracked NMAT in the first attempt itself. I got into MBA Pharmaceutical Management. I cleared the cutoff according to the last year there. And then moving forward, there was CAT. CAT went a little difficult for me as not being from the maths background at all. I left my maths at 10th grade. So we lost touch for 5 years. Went a little tough for me, but it was pretty okay. Then CMAT was something I could score really good over there, but then I realized that during that year, everyone scored good in CMAT. So the colleges that were available were very less. Then I gave TIS. So TIS was also something very interesting to me because TIS was providing healthcare management and hospital management. So that was my focus out there. But then I realized what I wanted to do was MBA Pharmaceutical Management and not TIS. So TIS exam is really easy at my time.
Okay, ठीक है. So, as you said that you were not that good at maths, but I'm sure NMAT also had maths. And there are many students who fear with maths, but still they aspire to go for a very reputed institute like NMIMS. So, how were you able to manage to score in? Because there are sectional cutoffs for quant and NMIMS. So, how were you able to manage NMAT ka quant? So, can you take us through that?
See, NMAT quants is a little easy when you compare with quants of CAT. How I started my journey of for NMAT quants is that I started from very basic. Like the first thing I learned about equations, that 1 upon 2, not 1 upon 2, that was easy, like 1 by 3. So I started learning all the figures, that what is it. I really started from the scratch. Like literally scratch, like A B C D, how we learn. I started with that, and then I started slowly proceeding. So I solved my classes books, then I went to Arun Sharma, then I started giving a lot of mock exams. So mock exam giving was something that was in my core. I realized how the exams were going to be conducted. I realized that okay, speed is the factor which I need to consider. I understood what are my strengths. The most important thing that we all have to understand is what are your strengths and what are your weakness, so that you know that you don't spend too much time on your weakness to solve in that question in the exam. You know, okay, you can leave this question and come back later if you have time on and solve the questions which are key importance. So this strategy really helped me. So I had a fixed topics in my mind, that these are the topics which I'm going to solve first and then the topics are later. So whichever questions I solved pretty much in this fashion only in my exams also.
Okay, great, great, great. So you cracked NMAT, you got the score, and then you went for GDP. Acha, one thing. You said that you cracked NMAT Pharma's cutoff in first attempt itself, right? So
Yes.
did you appear for any other attempt, second or
I at-
third?
I did attempt. I did went for the second attempt also, because I had a thing that okay, if not MBA pharma, if I could get into MBA core also. So there was this thing that
Correct,
okay, MBA core can also be possible if I could have cracked MBA pharma. So for that
correct,
thing, I was like,
correct.
it's okay. Let's see what
So
happens there.
improvisation of score if
Yes.
it happens. Okay, great, great. So you cracked NMAT, you got a call from FR, you went for their. So it was PD or GD?
NMIMS core people, the main course, they have case discussion. MBA Pharmaceutical Management have group discussion, but the pattern is very different. So first, you will be given a quiz of 20 to 30 questions. You have to attempt that quiz. After that, the marks and the scores are not disclosed at that moment. After that, you are taken into for your group discussion, and after then there is a PI. The scores of all three are taken into consideration, but at the same time, the scores, your NMAT scores are also taken into consideration.
Okay, so what were those 15, 20 questions that you mentioned? I mean, what type of questions were there?
So, quiz basically is related to the healthcare industry. How much you know
Okay.
about the industry. So, it is basically the science which you learn. So, whoever wants to enter MBA pharmaceutical management has to have a science background.
Hmm.
So they're just going to test your science knowledge. So the questions are very basic. So you are entering a pharmaceutical MBA, right? So they just expect you to know that what is the market size of in India, what is the market size worldwide, then what are the digestive enzymes that are used, what is the diseases that are most prevalent. So those are the basic science questions which we learned in our first years during our college. That are the same questions that are asked. There's no like preparation really needed for it. Just very general, whatever you have learned till now.
So you went through this quiz and you went through the GD. So do you remember any of the interview questions that were asked to you?
So my interview questions are based on the SOP which I gave. So what I had written in my SOP, we had to justify what was it. The first question was all the hygiene questions which we study. So that's tell me something about yourself. What is your background? The main question that I'm going to ask is that how your field is going to be related to MBA pharmaceutical management. So I, being a bachelor's in food and nutrition, had no knowledge about how MBA pharmaceutical was going to be for me. But this is what something I wanted to learn from my summers. So that's what I carried forward. So you have to justify that why you want to do this course. And
Okay.
then the questions proceed. Then they'll ask you that how much you know about NMIMS.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
it.
Correct. The basic questions.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So you cracked their interview and then you cracked their GD as well. You went into NMIMS. So how was your first year of journey at NM?
NMIMS first journey was too good. Like I can't even explain what NMIMS has given me. The exposure which I got, everything. So there were different cells and committees that are in NMIMS. You interact with people, you interact with your alumni also. Then the best part about MBA pharmaceutical management is that they have something called as field work. Now this is something that only MBA pharmaceutical provides. So field work is something where you actually go to the field, you meet the stakeholders that are involved in this field, like meeting doctors, meeting the nurses, meeting the people in the company, meeting the area sales manager, medical representative, and many more stakeholders whichever are involved. So you go and meet them, you interact with them, you learn a lot from them also. So every like the for 1 year, every day 1 day was dedicated to that particular field work, and we used to interact. So learning was there more. Then there is something called as industry awards also. So if you score a highest marks in a particular subject, you get a real gold medal. It's not like a medal. It's the medal is costing around 18,000 to 90,000. So this is something else. So this is a lot of new things are also taking like happening. Then you interact with people outside MBA Pharma also. It is not one small world. So now we have cells like we can take part in HR like events. We can go everywhere. There are no boundaries. If you want to really do something, there are no boundaries. And NMIMS is something that will really support in whatever it is.
Great, great. So any other insights about the college that you want to share?
The faculty is too good. Then there are Harvard business modules also which we studied. So this is something which will help you to gain your knowledge. So there's not, you don't do the stuff because you have to do it. You do the stuff here because you want to do it. The environment here is very competitive. You will see that what my fellow colleague is doing, I should also do it. It happens like that. That's the competitive environment just comes like in it. But the culture of NMMS is very great when you go to see. You will see people always there to help you also. They will not say that oh you're from MBA Pharma, that does not come to our area at all. So it's something that
Correct.
very good, and I feel that people should opt out, like take up this course and take it forward. So our great industrial leaders are also like a part of this course. There you get expert lectures from them, what is happening. So everything is pretty good, yeah.
Okay, great, great. Acha, so one question which every MBA aspirant is the placement scenario. So let us temporarily keep this pandemic scenario aside because this is
Mhm.
going to affect each and everyone. So can you take us the NMIMS pharma, specifically pharma placement scenario?
So the placement scenarios are very good when you come to NMIMS Pharma. Our placement committee is also different from core. So whichever company is pharmaceutical and healthcare, we have it on campus. It's something like that. Like suppose Roche, which is the number one in the world, comes to our campus. Then we have Lupin, we have Cipla, we have GSK coming to the campus. So the companies which come to campus are amazing, and the portfolio they offer also is too good. So you have a wide range of what you want to do. It just depends on that. Whether you are interested in sales, marketing, or whether you want to do consultancy, or whether you want to go to operations. This is something you will have a huge variety of companies. And we don't have just pharmaceutical companies coming to campus. We have companies from medical devices also, like we have Thermo Fisher that comes to campus. So so there is a wide range of variety that comes to campus. There is around there are 60 to not 60, there are around 35 to 40 companies which actually come to campus.
Okay, great. One last thing in regards to preparation for MBA entrances. See, I remember that when you were preparing for GDP and all the things related with second stage, you were very much concentrated on learning newspapers, gaining knowledge, building on data, etc. So, how important is reading newspapers according to you?
See, reading newspapers is of a lot of importance. Like when it comes to your GD, there is not everything that you will know. But when you read something, it just stores in your mind and you can add that point anywhere. So, like, suppose there was something like just suppose demonetization, just example. You just read that topic. You're not reading to learn that topic. You're just reading the news. And where something comes about, suppose the topic is something about it, so you can put up your point very nicely over there. So it's just about the more you read, the more you are well spoken about what is happening. You can connect different GD points also. And what happens in actual group discussion is that you don't have to just say one point and you keep building upon that point. The more points you give, the more better it is. So if you are well read, then only you are going to be able to give points. And there are not points that you can just blabber around. There are points that need solid proof. You also have to tell the references from where did you read. So you have to read. If you want to really crack something, you have to be well versed of what you're getting into.
Agree. So that's it from my side, Zil. Just last but not least, a question. Any pro tip that you want to give to the students who are aspiring for MBA or who are aspiring for NMIMS?
Just be after clearing your cutoff, just be clear on what you are coming. Like your head should be very clear when you come to NMIMS. See, if you just seem like a confused candidate, then there are chances of not getting selected. You have to just show that you are the best candidate in the panel, whichever they are, and you have to like portray it that way, because NMIM is something who are just going to pick up best students out of them to maintain the brand name as well. So this is something that you have to portray your best self to the people. So that would be one point. Second would be very confident and know yourself. That is one of the most important thing. Whatever you write in your SOP and your CV, know what you have written, and they will see your personal interviews are just going to be based on your SOP and PI, on your CVs, because that are the only two documents which we have given to them. So they're going to ask everything related to them. So be well versed with whatever things you have written. So that would be it from my side.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Zeel, for sharing your experience on sharing this group. We wish you luck for your future endeavors.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you. Bye bye.